Say again, watched all my workouts, and nobody's doing it. For sure. Thank you.
Are you amazed how well they've done without you? Have you created and matching things out?
No question. The name of the game with good teams is when one guy goes down and the guy's stepping up. And got to give a lot of credit to our coaching staff for doing some different things with different lineups. And of course, Harrison's played mostly 3, but played some 4. And Draymond stepped in and done a great job. And Andrews can continue his job on defense. So it helps a lot when you got Klay and Steph playing the way they are, and that sets everybody else up. I'm really proud of those guys. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't gone anywhere. I've been here the entire time, and I'm going to continue to be here. And we'll just see what happens as far as getting back on the court. But the most important thing is I'm starting to feel better each day, and still here to support the team no matter what.
So you said you usually in short spurts. So
well, once again, that'll be up to coach. I mean, I'm at this point today. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put the that's for sure. So that's just the reality of it. But we'll still see, what this has in store.
how are the nerves? Things will be tight before.
Oh my gosh, so much worse. It's nice to be out there and have some say in what's going to happen. And I said that to coach after game 1. I said, I don't know how you do it in the form of players sitting there and having a chance to and kind of put into action what he drew up on the board must be difficult. So I kind of know where he's coming from on that one. It's difficult.
Have you been glad to see him getting some playing time?
Yeah, we talked a good amount the last 2 weeks about his new situation. I know for him, he loves to play the game and be on a team that's competing for something. So definitely happy for him. He loves the opportunity he has, and I think he loves the guys he's playing with down there. So after what he's been through the last 14 months. Longer than that. It's nice to see him kind of settled in, and who knows what might happen in the playoffs when we play, but he's out there doing it and showing what he's all about.
Thanks, Steph.
Thanks, Steph.
After 100 pounds, not even that. 11 times.
Everybody.
They outranked me.
My baby son, Jenny Trues, damn. My brother, Jenny Trues, damn. My neck.
talking about? You don't ask nothing, bro. You do it.
Are you ready? Are you on? Get set. Let's go. It goes left foot. It goes right foot. It goes left.
No, I'll say what I said the other day. I think best summed it up in a politically correct manner is I have not set foot on the court with Sal yet, except for in practice. So, you know, I think more than anything you make up for kind of the not knowing by just going out and playing hard. And, on paper, you know, this should be a tough game for us. I think the best thing we can do is go out there and play hard and be aggressive from the start, and you never know what can happen.
You do anything special these last 2 days since you've been here?
A bunch of family and friends in town, and of course want to get my rest, so I just took everybody to dinner last night. But more than anything, this is kind of business as usual, with the exception of the pregame stuff. And I'm not going to be a guy that's going to lie to you and say that it doesn't mean a lot to me, the pregame stuff, and getting to celebrate this. So I'll enjoy that moment, and then, you know, once that's over with, then and the ball's thrown up, it's business as usual. But it's great to be back and see a lot of familiar faces and to go through this.
David, when you look back at last year, can you share how you were able to keep yourself mentally and physically sharp enough to be able to play sporadically and then contribute in high leverage situations?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I gained a lot of respect for guys in the league. I was, as a rookie, I didn't play much, but after that, I got a lot of playing time on the teams I was on. I gained a lot of respect for guys that are able to be career guys that are, you know, at the end of the bench, or guys that are reserves and are able to be sharp each and every game, because it is not easy. For me, as far as keeping my attitude positive, you know, at some point last year, looking back on the fact I've been an all-star twice, scored 10,000 points, done some pretty cool individual things, it became important to me, like more important, kind of the legacy that I'm going to leave in this game, and what kind of attitude I have towards the game, and being a positive guy towards my teammates. That became more important to me than whether I was, you know, what my points and rebounds look like. And that was the first time in my career I could probably say that I've, you know, because every player in this league wants to average, you know, 20 and 10 and wants to be an all-star, and that's human nature, and we're all competitive. But, you know, last year I really just said, hey, you know, for whatever reason right now, with injuries and things, this isn't my time. But I also want to be ready, because I've also seen every situation where it's going to come back around. I'm going to have my opportunity, and I had that opportunity, you know, in the Memphis series and in the finals, and I was able to come through, and I owe that to the fact that I stayed positive and I stayed ready, and it also helps to have guys in that locker room that were supporting me the whole time and kept my spirits high.
What's the over and under? Are you shedding a few tears when you see that video?
Man, was Steph apparently talking tonight? He might keep it light and make fun of me the whole time, in which case I wouldn't. But there's a decent chance. You know, it's a very cool thing to look back on. We'll see how mushy they get with the video. I don't understand. There's a bunch of ways they can take this, but either way, I'll enjoy it.
Hey, DLEE, I know you haven't got the ring yet, but you know it has all those different features of it.
I do not know. I did not know that. I didn't know about the various features.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you what was your favorite feature.
No, we can do that. We'll do an interview at a later date, and we can discuss that. Okay. All right, good.
Make it different towards you harder. Are you here? Just when I think I'm there, that's the whole time. Close in the air.
Looking for a fun activity to keep your time moving this Warriors basketball camps.
Wait. Let him go? Okay.
What do I do?
It was special. We had our opportunity to celebrate first game of the year. he obviously wasn't here, so for him to be his first time back at Oracle, an opposing team, it was a great reception that he received, and it was well deserved. The 5 years he spent here it was a great ride of elevating to a championship level. And, I think it was a highly anticipated night for him to come and receive his ring and get that love from Dove Nation. That, they appreciate what he meant to the Warriors franchise.
Can you talk about the reception from the fans when David Lee received his ring?
I thought it was awesome. He deserved it. The video was great. Our players were excited for David, and he played a huge role in helping to resurrect this franchise during his 5 years here. And then, of course, winning a title last year, which ironically came in the year when he lost his starting job. But that was a big part of why we were so successful last year. He accepted his role and stayed ready, and when we needed him in the playoffs, he came up big for us. And I'm glad he got the response that he did.
Incredible reception. He's done a lot for this organization. He's part of the championship team. He's one of the first free agents to actually decide to come here, and he started something special. So, it was a great reception for him, and it was definitely well deserved.
How much did you learn from him? Because he was obviously he took over the position that he played.
A lot. He taught me a lot. Great vet. Whether it was on the court or off the court, he taught me a lot. He's a big brother to me.
Could you stop Raymond from reading the numbers even if you wanted to? We wouldn't do it because we enjoy his voice so much. His delivery. It's the 13th time since. Exactly. Although we do miss David Lee's impersonation of Raymond. It's the best.
What have you thought about what David did for them this season?
David's been great. And, he fits in that system perfectly because he's so versatile and so well skilled. Skilled, he can pass, he can shoot, he can finish the rim. And it's going to be fun going against him.
Before the game, I ran into a guy who's been following this team for a long time, a season ticket holder, and he said, 4 All-Stars again, wow, I can't believe it. I remember days when we used to pray to get just one. And you remember how bad it was when you first got here. So what are your reflections on getting to this point where you get to go be the guys making history with 4 All-Stars in 2 consecutive years?
It's crazy. Actually, me and Raymond were talking about it today or yesterday. When I first got here in our practice facility in Oakland, we had on the wall like All-Stars through the years. And so it had the greats in the Warriors organization, Will Chamberlain, Alvin Adams, all the rest. 1998, Latrell Sprewell, and then there's a huge gap until David Lee in 2013, right? And then it got real dry in there. So like I guess from 1998 till D. Lee was an All-Star, we started celebrating like All-Star. 3-point contest participants and Jason Richardson slam dunk champion and all that kind of stuff. So that was on the wall too. So we just wanted a little bit of representation All-Star Weekends any way we could get it. But now to be in a position where, like you said, we're making history with 4 guys 2 years in a row. It's unbelievable to kind of think what that means in the history of the league and what this team is about, and for us 4 to be able to represent all the different guys that we've played with, and won championships with and done great things. That's what it's all about. So we're gonna ride the wave as long as we can, and appreciate the opportunity to represent our teammates in LA this year.
Let's go ahead.
Fire away, guys.
Good.
I'll give you these.
How are the wedding plans?
Oh, most important question, right? Going really well. Work, starting a new job, and planning that. So those are my 2 main things going on right now. And being a tennis fan, that's also on the agenda.
You have fun in Australia?
Absolutely. I was just telling a few people in the owner's room, it's one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever been a part of is having to watch, and I'll be a spectator again tonight, but having to watch somebody have 0 control over outcome other than just being able to cheer somebody on. It's a pretty helpless feeling. So
you were obviously part of the ride here. It's building and going? What have you just thought about where this has gotten to?
It's incredible, and I just talked to Coach Kerr about it a little bit, and it's been amazing. You keep seeing this role continue, and to realize it's been a few years now since it started. So it's not like this is a new thing anymore. It's a thing that's been around for a few years and is continuing to get better. And my biggest thing is I'm just happy to be a small part of it. I don't really care what part of it people think I was, whether I was one of the first people here, whether, just the fact I was able to win a championship and be a part of something so special, and it's continued on from there. And they've done it with an incredible group of people, with great character and great team chemistry, and obviously great ownership and coaching. So it's really cool to have been a part of that, and that's why I'll continue to support it whenever I'm out here.
You were here when Steph kind of started his rise. When you look at him now, does it blow you away to kind of see where he is compared to when you first met him?
Yeah, no question about it. I think a lot of it just has to do with confidence. Because, I think we were, Raymond, you were here when this all went down, and he signs his contract for, the contract before, the big contract. I guess it was a big contract then too, but, and how many members of the media, how many people, fans and everything doubted investing in a guy that had so many ankle troubles and had had so many injury difficulties. And, there were times when Monte got traded, should they have traded Steph instead? There was a lot of interesting things that go on, and now you look back on it and everybody pretends like those times never happened. But I think it's what made him stronger, and also I just saw really the confidence build every single year, and every time I think that he can't reach a new level, he has an even better season. So it's really special to watch.
Since announcing your retirement, how much have you felt at peace? How much do you miss the game? How do you kind of worry everything down?
I'm completely at peace with it. I'm really happy that I got to go out on my terms. I think that's something that was very important to me, and I had the thought of playing another 2 or 3 years, and then got a great business opportunity off the court, and right as that happens, the offers that came in at free agency were to play 12, 15 minutes a game in places that didn't have a chance to win a championship again. And I looked at that, and I looked what I had accomplished in the league, and thought that now would be as good a time as any. And I told the story that I didn't know until I kind of watched the first game of the year, and I was watching that Cleveland-Boston game and saw Gordon Hayward get hurt, and I said, you know what, I think I'm good. I think I'm good sitting on the couch and observing this. So I'm completely at peace with it, and I'm very, very happy to come back tonight, and no awkward feelings, just going to go support everybody and be a fan. So it's been great.
2 questions for you. You said you got a great business opportunity. What's that, first of all? And then second of all, over your years at Golden State, what are sort of the things that stick out to you or that you remember the most?
Yeah, so the business opportunity is actually somebody within, with the Warriors, and that's Chamath, who's one of our owners, who runs Social Capital, came to me before free agency started and said that I'd love to connect with you when your career's over, and we've become very good friends for the last 5-7 years, and said I'd love to have you come work for me when you're done. And then when the free agency went, as I told you, it went, where I was kind of not thrilled about anything that was presented to me. I thought that now was the perfect time to get involved so I could get learning as quickly as possible, and it's been great so far. And then I think obviously the championship, being a part of that, you look at getting injured my final year here, and how that could have been the most frustrating year of my career. Obviously, losing a lot of playing time, but I think it was the fact that I put the team first, and instead, was only thinking about being a part of something special. And then when I was given the opportunity in 2 different playoff series, meeting Memphis and then in the finals against Cleveland, to take care of business, I think because of my attitude, I was mentally ready to do so, and I think I helped our team accomplish something really special, and something I'll always look back on as being one of the coolest things in my life. So I think that's the thing that sticks out, obviously the championship, and really just seeing this build year by year. And that's what's so special is getting here. I'll never forget when I signed, and it's not like I was coming from a perennial winner. I was coming from a New York team that we had lost a bunch of games, and I think it was Tim Kawakami that asked, why would you come? Explain to me again, why did you just sign here? I'm not really understanding it. They've been through X amount of losing seasons, and outside of the We Believe year, there's really been nothing positive to happen. And my answer was, because I think this could be a great, obviously the fan base is incredible, and I think it has some great potential. So to see it build year over year, year after year was a really cool thing to be a part of.
You said that your mentality that year of the championship you really put team first. Was that did that evolve or?
Oh yeah, completely. I mean, any young guy that comes in the league and doesn't say that they have a certain level of selfishness is probably not playing a lot of minutes or isn't getting very far. I mean, I got here and made a couple All-Star games and did some things, and was of course about winning, but at the same time, I think that definitely had some selfishness, like a lot of players do, and it finally became more important to me towards the end of my career, about being a good teammate, being a part of a winning culture, and doing things like that. And I think the reason is because I was surrounded by such good teammates here. It made me want to be that way, and I think that's in a situation here now when you have leaders like Steph and Kevin Durant, guys like that, and Draymond that believe in stuff like that everyone else has to fall in line. And so that's what happened to me. I don't know if I just became a little more mature or what happened, but it was a big change in my career and a change in my mindset. And like I said, I think the reward came because I was able to make that switch.
What if the West Finals last year at all, with how Game 1 went? What happened after that?
Say again?
What if that West Finals last year didn't say anything?
I mean, I think even if you ask the Warriors players, I think if Kawhi doesn't get hurt, probably tough for them to come back from how many ever points down and beat us. I still think it would have been a very close series, and because the Warriors had home court, you probably have to give them the advantage. And I think a lot of my Spurs teammates would agree with that. But it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if we win Game 1 at Oracle. With that being said, they were the best team last year and deserved to win the finals, and did so. But it would have been really interesting, and getting a Game 1 win on the road always creates a really interesting scenario. If all of a sudden adjustments are made, you never know what happens. But it was a heck of a game. It was a terrible ending, being on the other side of that. But and also just the way Kawhi went down, it was very, very tough. And I was in sort of an interesting position because a lot of the people in San Antonio kind of pointed fingers, and Zaza was a teammate of mine the year before in Dallas, and I think he's a great guy. So I sort of had to just stay out of that one. But it would have been an interesting series, had Kawhi not gone down. But who knows what would happen?
Good. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, sir.
Thank you.
Every year is totally unique. I know my first year, the difficult part of navigating the season was to have to coach a player like David Lee, who had started and been an all-star. For me as a first-year head coach, to go to David Lee and say, "You're not going to be starting anymore." David deserved better, frankly, but he got hurt. Draymond played out of his mind, earned the spot. That season was very difficult on David Lee. He ended up helping us dramatically in the playoffs. We win a championship. It all worked out right. But my point is, that was the challenge that year. How do you take an all-star player and tell him he's going to come off the bench? That's a difficult thing to do as a first-year coach. The next year was something different. This year it was something different. Every year presents its challenges, and so you have to embrace each season as for what it is, and then navigate your way through that and try to help your players be the best versions of themselves.